Hey friends! So I came on to let you guys know that I no longer have time to scrapbook. I don't. I started a new full-time job. I am still working my part-time job, so my days are packed. But I want you to know that I am still finding time to scrapbook and enjoy my hobby. So I thought I would give you some pointers on how I am finding time to not only scrapbook, but continue to get these videos out to all of you guys. You can't see my Dane, but she is right here in the middle of all of this. Time has been different for me. I have not had as much time as I once did, but I am still finding time to do my hobby and create and scrapbook and still get videos out to you guys here on YouTube. So I thought I would share a little bit about how I task stack and get things done. Last week I went through my phone. That's where I keep all my pictures. I hardly ever use my camera anymore. So I went through my phone and I created folders. On some of my previous videos, I've shown how I actually create the folders on my phone, and then I can go through those folders and break them down, and then I also put them on my computer. Last week, I went through and I created all the folders, and I went through and picked out my favorite photos. And then that same day, I went through some sketches and some Pinterest and just kind of got some inspiration from other people. Because I don't have as much time, it's hard to sit down and just start creating. Sometimes I love doing it that way and inspiration just comes to me during the process. But if I don't have the time to take it all apart, put it all together 20 million times, it's nice to start with a sketch. So then I went through my sketchbooks, I went through some Pinterest, like I said, and just got some inspiration and combined some layouts together. I had a notebook in front of me, so I kind of sketched out, got this idea from here, got this idea from here. Let's see if we can combine them. So then I went through and I printed all those pictures. So once I had an idea of what size I wanted those pictures to be, then I could go through and print them, and I do print them at home. Now I have 4 layouts planned. I have the pictures sitting next to me, I had to count them. So I have 4 layouts planned, and I have my notes next to them of like sketches that I'm planning on using, but I haven't really sketched it out with measurements, so we're still gonna have to do some measuring and tweaking, but I kind of have the general idea of my paper layers. And then in today's video, we are going to create all of the embellishments. Maybe not all of them, but a handful of embellishments so that when I go to put this layout together, I can just start pulling these embellishments and I don't have to stop what I'm doing to stamp or, die cut. I'm hoping the majority of my embellishments are completed, and then I just have to throw in some add-ons as the layout's coming together. My photos are printed. I have an idea of the sketches I'm going to use, and today we're working on the embellishments. And then in my next video, I'm going to actually sit down and put a layout together with you with all of the pieces that I've pre-created. Tip number 1 is bundle your tasks, stack your tasks. So while I'm already printing pictures, let's print all the pictures for 4 layouts. I have a handful of layouts in the back of my mind that I'm ready to create. And then all of my pictures are printed. I have a general idea. Then let's come up with what my layout is going to look like, maybe some titles. And then today we're creating embellishments. Some of these embellishments are going to be coffee themed. Some of these embellishments are going to be I don't even know, like tool themed. So I'm just going to create a whole bunch of embellishments, and they're not for one particular layout, but they get me ahead on the next layout. So with that being said, I'm still finding time for my hobby. I think it is so important to not lose your identity in your career. I am not what my career title says I am. That is not me. I am a creator, I am a scrapbooker, I'm a traveler. That's my identity. My identity does not lie in the career title. So for me, I'm not going to stop doing what I love because I don't have as much time to do it. I'm not going to lose my identity. So I think that's important to hear. If you're super busy, if you have kids, I don't even have kids and I feel super busy, but find that time to escape. If you're watching this video right now, you have time on your hands. You could be scrapbooking while watching me, listening to me. It's okay if you're not looking at my face while I'm talking. You can be scrapbooking while listening to this, or send the kids off to grandma and grandpa's house and take a day to just do your hobby and get back into your creative space. So much comes out of being creative. It's not just entertainment. I heard this quote not long ago. It was, anxiety shuts out creativity, but creativity shuts out anxiety. So I feel like there is so much more to our mental health when we're being creative or when we're doing a task than what it seems on the outside. So I'm definitely going to be finding time to continue scrapbooking and paper crafting and making these videos, because I honestly do find YouTube and creating these videos fun and a creative outlet as well. I'm not sure what the format of these videos are going to look like. I don't know that I'll have the time to edit like I used to. So there may be, it may just look different. The editing, the format of these videos might just look different. But the videos are still going to be coming out. I made a commitment to myself that I am going to stick with YouTube and I'm going to stay consistent. So that is going to happen, whether it's short videos or videos like this where I just come on and chat with you guys. But the videos will continue to come out. I made that commitment to myself. I laugh when I say time, because you make time for what you make time for. You have time, whether you're choosing to use that time scrapbooking or whether you're choosing that time elsewhere. You have time. You make time for what you make time for. So I just want to encourage you guys to set aside me time. Set aside time to get in your craft room, because that is where you are the most creative and your most authentic self. Let's get started on creating these embellishments, and then next week we'll be using those embellishments and those photos that I printed last week to create a layout. I've printed pictures for 5 different layouts. So I have 2 that are going to be more coffee themed, 2 different coffee shops, and then my husband working on some tools that he's renovating, making, creating, restoring, and the antique shop that we got them at, and then just my husband grilling. What I'm planning on doing is just creating a whole bunch of embellishments, so when the time comes I can go ahead and embellish these layouts. So I'm just going to slide those aside, and I went through my dies and stamps and thin cuts and tried to decide what I wanted to bring in. So I have a whole stack here. I have this one, which I have not used at all. Close to My Heart came out with this shortly before they closed, and I never got the chance to use it. There's this big mug, and the mugs that we were drinking out of at one of the coffee shops is actually one of those big heavy mugs that look like this. So I'm thinking of bringing that in, and I had a London Fog, so I could bring in that tea bag as well. And then I could bring in the husband, like number 1 husband, or You're My Cup of Tea. That would be perfect since I was drinking tea. So I think I'm going to finally use this. So I will get those made. And then I have this one, Close to My Heart again, that has the grilling. So I thought that would be good since you can say fire up the grill, or, thought that would be a good one. This is an old doily set from Close to My Heart. I'm bringing in a lot of Close to My Heart, but I will be bringing in Stampin' Up! Products as well. So I thought, since we were at antique shops, a lot of times you see these doilies at antique shops. So I thought that'd be fun to bring in. since my husband is working on tools and is in the garage, I thought it would be good to bring in some tool stamps and dies. So I also have the trusty tools from Stampin' Up. So I might do both of these, a variation of both. And then I have the Latte Love, which is another coffee themed one from Stampin' Up. So that'll be great for embellishing one of the coffee shop layouts. And then I have this My Small Business. And since we were shopping antique shops, it might be fun to bring in the shop local or just the paper bag here, or You've Got Great Taste. So since we were shopping around, those might be kind of fun to bring in, but I'm not quite sure yet. I also have this Reindeer Memories, and I thought it would be fun to use this When, Where, What. Because we went to several antique shops, I could put the name of the antique shop, where it was at, what, because we have surrounding kind of like suburbs. And so we were going around to these smaller towns to visit the antique shop. So that might be kind of fun to include. I could also do the On This Day. And then I have been itching to use this as well on a layout. So I might bring this in also. We will see. I'll have it ready for more embellishments. I've put together these 3 little cups and I did some stamping on them, but I want to bring in a little bit of shading. So I'm bringing in some scratch paper, and I already adhered this little thing down, which I would end up tucking it more if I did it again, but I was actually covering up a stamp of it that I had messed up. So it's kind of floating, but I didn't feel like cutting out an entire another mug and restamping the You Are My Cup of Tea. So we're just gonna work around that. But I have some charcoal ink here and a little blending brush. And I'm just going to bring in just a little bit of charcoal to the bottom and sides of this, just to kind of round it out and add a little dimension. This will help it stand off the page as well. And then I'm just gonna do that to all 3 of them. So bring in a little more ink. There we go. I may end up coloring in this little tea bag, but I'm not quite sure what color I want to bring in yet. So that's gonna wait until I start putting the layout together. But I cut out a bunch of different embellishments, and I'll bring in even more when I go to put the layout together. Don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video we are going to put one of these layouts together. Until next time, live a life worth scrapping, and I'll see you in the next one. Kita, could you stop interrupting? I heard this quote not long ago. Every time I open my mouth, she whines.